Hello, friends. Welcome to today's daily devotion. I'm Kerry Wood from the Goldston Methodist Church, and we're continuing to look at this big question: who is Jesus? And finding bigger answers in the Holy Scriptures. Today, we're looking at Hebrews chapter 1, verses 1 through 5, and this will give us some interesting connections between the New Testament and the Old. Hear now these words. In the past, God spoke to our ancestors through the prophets at many times and in various ways. But in these last days, He has spoken to us by His Son, whom He appointed heir of all things, and through whom He also made the universe. The Son is the radiance of God's glory and the exact representation of His being, sustaining all things by His powerful word. After He had provided purification for sins, He sat down at the right hand of the Majesty in heaven. So He became as much superior to the angels as the name He has inherited is superior to theirs. For to which of the angels did God ever say, "You are my Son, today I have become your Father"? Or again, "I will be his Father, and he will be my Son"? The ancient Hebrews had a very interesting dynamic in which they thought an awful lot about the angels. The cherubim and the seraphim are described in the book of Isaiah when Isaiah has his vision of God's call into his life, and he sees the heavenly throne room and the angels all floating and flying and worshiping God and saying, "Holy, holy, holy, holy is God Almighty." And Isaiah is like, "Oh, I'm a man of unclean lips, and I am going to die because I have seen the Lord." And the angel went and took a coal off of the burning coals at the altar of the sacrifice, touched Isaiah's lips and said, "Now your lips are clean, and you will become the spokesperson for God." So the cherubim and the seraphim became a point of interest for people to try to understand, okay, what is all out there in this spiritual world beyond what we can see? Because the angels belong in the realm of the unseen. Well, here in the opening of Hebrews, the writer wants us to understand when it comes to Jesus, angels got nothing compared to Him. Just as we've got nothing compared to Him or to the angels. And so here we find this New Testament connection to the Old Testament idea of God the Father creating an opportunity for us to experience God through the Son. And it is in the Old Testament Psalms that we see, "You are my Son, today I have become your Father." And in 2 Samuel and 1 Chronicles, "I will be his Father, and he will be my Son." The Old Testament gave us all the foundations we needed to know Jesus in the New Testament. And so we, as people of both the Old and the New, we get to experience the beauty and the fulfilled promise of both. Who is Jesus? He is the very Son of God, the one for whom is the exact representation of the Father, and we get to know both. Thanks be to God. And I'll see you tomorrow for our next daily devotion.